Welcome to Hear Me, See Me, or Not, using video in the classroom. For as long as we've all been around, right, we normally use video in the classroom, and it is a fantastic educational tool. Today, we're going to look at a couple of strategies to using it more effectively to keep your students completely engaged and let the video sometimes speak and sometimes just be, but more than just simply pressing play and walking away, using it as a learning tool in your teacher toolbox. That's me, Christy Vincent. I'm your trainer for today. If you know me online, you may more likely know me as the Big Purple Hat. That's my Twitter handle. And this is the medium that sometimes, we have to rely on this to get those extra PD hours in because we can't make that face-to-face or whatever. And this is a fine opportunity for that to happen. So I am a teacher by trade. That is what I do. I'm a tech director by choice. Of course, I ditched that title pretty quick after I got here. I'm now the director of digital learning. That tech director, that just has to go. We really are more about learning and using our digital tools just there. And of course, one of those is an in-class video. Unfortunately, what happens so often is right here. I walk in a class and there's at least one kid asleep, some yawning, some passing notes. They're just not engaged with that material that we are trying to show them. And of course, getting that content to them is so important. But what happens is we lose them actively. They become passive watchers and then they're asleep. And we really want that opportunity to continue to harness them in and keep them engaged with that content. And one of the ways that we do that is we use videos, but we use it effectively. So we need those strategies. How can I make this more important for my students and keep them focused? Let's say what we already have at our disposal that's free. We don't need to purchase anything else. And can engage the kids and keep the content with them and keep them processing. More than just watch, repeat, or take notes, write down 20 notes of the movie. How do I know that you're really analyzing what's happening here? One of the big ones we do is we're in video, right? So we're watching, and that's an important part. I've seen teachers a lot. You're in the front of the room, and whenever the kids are turned around or they're talking to a friend or something like that, they're not engaging with that visual at the front of the room. You've lost that video piece of it. So the actual sight and what's happening. An easy thing to do is to just remove that video. So you're watching the video, but actually listening to it. And that can be a very, very powerful strategy in the classroom. We know that we process things much quicker than sometimes we hear them. We can ask students to then describe the setting. If they can't see it, they're going to have to be fully focused on listening and those listening skills to then be able to create their own image and give that back to us. So they may be listening for wildlife or water, or what does it sound like when somebody walks? Is it a hard floor? Is there an echo? Are they indoors somewhere? Do we hear maybe birds? Is it raining? All of those are those setting pieces that we sometimes need them to get. We may ask them to name the characters, and beyond naming the characters, describe the characters. And this is a place where you can really pull out that bias. And then just ask them to guess. Tell me, what era is this? Where? Where in the world is this happening? When? This isn't a different time period than today. Is it tomorrow? Is it 100 years in the future? 100 years ago? When they have no video to depend on, you're going to get them focused on those listening skills. So let's go ahead and give that a try.
Seems like little William is taking a liking to Mr. Holmes and to his studies. He don't pout nearly as much as he used to. Sure, William and Mr. Holmes don't see me as a human being. But like I said, as long as I keep fanning, I keep learning.
It's talking, William, not talking.
I still don't know what you was talking about.
You were, not you was.
Why is this so hard? It's like learning a whole new language.
I know, but you're getting it, William. You really are.
Thank you. May I go to the outhouse?
Yes, you may.
When we stop this video right there, we're only 1 minute in. We are 60 seconds into a video. And for me, not having that audio, only having that audio, not having that video to rely on, that was a long minute. I mean, just think about how you felt that full minute. And did you, honestly, did you wander off or did you go somewhere else in your mind? That was 1 minute. forcing this active listening in a classroom, in a group setting with other students, they're going to really have to work at this. This is going to be a new skill when you first introduce it, and that's completely okay. But it's active discussion and processing of the information. It's not just sit and listen or press play and walk away. So beyond just pulling out that video, please, we also can deal with the audio. And the audio, of course, is what we hear. Now, 1 minute of just audio was a little uncomfortable. And the same thing happens when you pull up the audio and you just have the video. And what are some strategies you can use for that? Well, when you have no audio, you can ask the students to create the dialogue. Start jotting that down or storyboarding that. And you may never give them the audio for it. And let them create the script for the entire clip that you show. They're also going to be looking at body language. What does that say about what's happening in this video? And how powerful are those non-spoken pieces? And then just ask them to describe the action. What happened during this piece? What was going on? They can use words for feelings. What do you think was occurring here? So let's go ahead and give that just so you can experience a little bit of that. And I'm just going to mute this right here. And now we have no audio. And this is the young boy from the beginning. So at this point, from when I stopped talking until we got here, we are again just a 1 minute piece. And I would stop here. I would ask students maybe to infer what they believe is going to happen next. And again, just have the discussion. What's happening? Why was she throwing the book? Did she hide it? If she did, why? But the strategy of removing the audio, removing the video, that is content neutral. It does not matter whether you are using science, ELA, math, social studies, a fine art, or even technology. These same strategies can be used across the board. How did you feel after that 1 minute of being forced to watch? You couldn't look away and look at your friend or look down and take a note. You had to be fully focused on this visual piece. You didn't have your audio to rely on. And that can also be a very powerful strategy to use in the classroom. So what other activities could you do? Again, going back to the piece about it being neutral, content neutral. One training I did like this, some teachers pointed out that welcoming in a new student who may have a severe visual or hearing disability, this beforehand could really open up the other students to what that's like. You could pick any video at all, appropriate, grade level, appropriate, obviously, and say, okay, now we're going to view this like Sarah, our new student, views it. Because, Sarah can't see. She's blind. So we're going to take that away. You can put your hand over the projector or a lens cap, whatever it is, and watch a video like Sarah does and work with your other students to have them welcome her in, having experienced what her everyday is like. Or maybe you have a child coming in who is deaf or hard of hearing and maybe even relies on sign language. And then you can watch a video without that audio piece and say, Jose, he's deaf. He can't hear anything we're saying. So let's experience like that for him and get empathy with the classroom. Very, very powerful. And then perhaps students can even write a piece about what sense or what they would have to do without, or what disability do they believe would be more difficult, or something along those lines. Again, dependent on grade level and knowing your classroom. But these different strategies lend themselves very well to that.